ఎగ్జామ్ పడే లాస్ట్ ఎగ్జామ్ వస్తుంది అట్లా వస్తుంది. Good morning. So last week, what are all the major issues which happened, we will be discussing. Okay. The neglected topic, which is sports, and the government of India came up with a sports policy. We are very busy in understanding Iran, Israel, but government of India came up with a policy called as National Sports Policy 2025. So that means compulsory there will be a question in mains examination 2025, but because a policy was been envisaged. So what are the policy provisions we will be discussing? So it is National Sports Policy 2025. According to National Sports Policy, we are planning to have nearly 100 medals by 2036. We planned, we are envisaging. So before that we have sports policy in the year 1951 for first Asian Games in India, 1954, 1982, 1984, 2001, 2011, 2025. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th. This policy is 7th policy. One is 1951, then 1954, then 1982, then 1984, then we have 2001 and 2011, now we have 2025. The plan for this particular is Khelo Bharat Niti, means this particular sports policy will be implemented by NITI Aayog. The sports policy of 2025 will be implemented by NITI Aayog apart from Ministry of Sports. And what are the main provisions which are there with this? So in this particular national sports policy, we have 5 pillars. We are having 5 pillars. The first pillar is excellence on the global stage. Excellence on the global stage, that is the reason we are planning for the long-term vision, which is 2036 Olympics. So there is a need for long-term vision is the first policy which we had. First provision we have, and the second provision is sports for economic development. Sports for economic development means there is a need to focus on sports tourism. So the sports should be used for economic development, the sports should be used for GDP growth. That is sports for economic development. Third, sports for social development means marginalized sections, SC, ST, women who were been not given due contribution or due participation in the sports sector. This particular sports policy is planning for inclusive sports. So marginalized communities number should be more, SC, ST, and this particular policy is also talking about there is a need for third gender. There is a need for third gender participation in the sports. So one is economic development, other is social development, other is long-term vision, and the fourth is sports as people's movement. It should come from peoples. So it is not only IITG, it is only NEET, it should be a people's movement whereby the parents and the people should work, people should focus on sports sector. So sports as a people's movement, fourth. And the last is integration with education, national education policy 2020. What does it mean? So compulsory in curriculum there is a need for sports. So National Education Policy 2020 also envisaged that there is a need for sports in the education curriculum, means it's a syllabus. It's a part and parcel of education which has been there in the National Education Policy 2020. It should be properly implemented is the National Sports Policy of 2025. So we are going to have 5 provisions in this National Education Policy. Number 1, long-term vision, social development, economic development, people's movement, and integration with National Education Policy. So you cannot remember all, so you should make only the bullet points. In prelims also we will be getting the bullet points itself. So social development means what? Marginalized sections. Economic development means what? That sports should be used as economic development. For example, I will tell you, the rich kids of India, they will go to Australia for getting coaching for cricket, or the rich kids of Indians hockey, they will go for UK to get coaching for hockey. So why India should not become a hub? So that India will become a sports tourism sector. So when the sports tourism sector is happening, what will happen? Obviously the development, economic development of the nation will increase. So 5 factors are there. So our main motto is focusing which Olympics? 2026 Olympics. So we have 7th sports policy, number 1 1951, 1954, 1982, 1984, 2001, 2011 and 2025. This is the 7th sports policy of India. Targeting which Olympics? 2036. So there are 5 key provisions. Number 1, long-term vision, social development, economic development, people's movement and integration with National Education Policy of 2020. That's it. So it's a very great, actually very good thing. The government of India had did a very good thing. That means we need to have a frequent policies. So at least the government machinery, the bureaucrats will be alert and they will be working for that particular sector. For every 2 decades there is a need for policies for every sector. So now after 2011, after 14 years, we are having a which policy? National Sports Policy 2025. Who is going to implement it? NITI Aayog. And the main agenda, the name which has been given is what? Khelo Bharat Niti. Khelo Bharat Niti. Next, we have Research, Development and Innovation Scheme, which is called as RDI scheme. Research, Development and Innovation Scheme, RDI scheme 2025. What is this RDI scheme? The RDI scheme is really a very good scheme. What it is planning? It is planning to pump 1.05 lakh crore, 1.05 lakh crore into the private sector. So that anyhow for government sector, Government of India is funding through CSIR, through ICMR, through various institutions like IAS, etc., etc. So, but in India, whereas when compared to Israel, when compared to USA, when compared to Western countries, the private investment in research and development and innovation is very high. But the private investment in research and development and innovation is very, very less in India. So in order to boost this private sector for research and development and innovation, the Government of India came up with a scheme called as RDI scheme. Under this RDI scheme, the Government of India had earmarked how much money? 1.05 lakh crore. 1.05 lakh crore. This 1.05 lakh crore will be going for funding private companies. How, sir? Means government will not give freely. Government will give in the form of loans with 0 interest or very, very minimal interest. And that too, government fully will not give. Government will tell that you should have your 50% of money, I will give you 50% of the money. The money which is being given by the government is not free. The money which is being given by the government is what? In the form of loan. But the interest rates are almost 0 or little bit more than 0. So that the private people will be more interested for the sake of doing research and development in private sector. So without research and development, nothing will be evolved. There is a need for research and development. So cabinet decision, how much? 1 lakh crore, 1 lakh crore RDA fund gets cabinet. Generally 1 lakh, how much it is? 1.05 lakh. To scale up what? Sunrise sector. So where we are targeting now? Sunrise sector, prelims point of view. So what is this sunrise sector, sir? Sunrise sector. So in this it is given sunrise sector. Sunrise sector means rising sectors. Sunrise sectors are those sectors which are rising. So what are those sunrise sectors? We need to know about them. So sunrise sectors are emerging industries with high growth potential and strategic significance. For example, electronics and semiconductor. Can you anything? It is a electronic device which is having semiconductors. Mobile phone is electronic device. It is not electrical device. It's electronic device which is having semiconductors. The camera, which is an electronics device which is having semiconductors. So the next, not next, from last 1 decade, the complete world is surrounded around semiconductors. So how much ever we do research and development in semiconductors, it is less only. So sunrise sector, booming sectors are called as sunrise sectors. One is electronics and semiconductors. Second is electric vehicles. Third is artificial intelligence. Fourth is renewable energy and hydrogen. Fifth is agriculture, technology and food processing industries. Sixth is biotechnology, pharma and healthcare. Seven is space technology and quantum computing. Space technology and quantum computing. So totally 8 sunrise sectors are there. So mainly the government is telling that there is a need for investment of 1.05 crore in private sector. And the private sector doesn't have money, they are not motivated. No, why I should invest? Invest means I would keep, and we have to keep that too for, we don't know whether we will get any innovation or not. Research and development is certain or uncertain? Uncertain. Research and development is uncertain. If something happens, if suddenly bulb glows, then bulb will come. If bulb doesn't glow, then the bulb will not come. No, we don't know whether bulb will glow or not. Whether I have to keep tungsten or whether I have to keep a copper wire. So unfortunately, Thomas Alva Edison, what he kept? Tungsten. It glowed, hence a revolution. For that he did lot of experiments. He kept lot of time. Why? Because he was crazy. That craziness should be there. That passion should be there. So in research and development, what is required? Craziness, passion. So why people will keep the craziness and passion? No. So the government is telling that 1.05 crore. Which sectors? Sunrise sectors. What are sunrise sectors? Why? Because once, 5 to 6 years back, I remember, core sector was in news. So UPSC prelims, they asked about what are the companies come under, what are the sectors comes under core sector. Similarly, what are the sectors which come under sunrise? Number 1 is electronics and semiconductors. Number 2 is electric vehicles, artificial intelligence, renewable energy and hydrogen, agri-tech and food processing, pharma, chemical, and finally space technology and quantum computing. So there is something called as Anusandhan National Research Foundation. Anusandhan National Research Foundation. This is a statutory body. In 2023, Parliament had passed a bill. In 2023, Parliament had passed a bill and created a body which is called as Anusandhan National Research Foundation. This Anusandhan National Research Foundation will be headed by Prime Minister. Who will be the head of it? Prime Minister. So, any research and development program which is happening in India will be decided and will be funded by which organization? Anusandhan National Research Foundation. This particular scheme is coming under ANRF. So, indirectly, who is head of this who is head of RDI? Prime Minister. So, whether RDI is part of ANRF? Yes, RDI is part of ANRF. What is the benefit because of which Prime Minister is head of it? So, Prime Minister is head of it means there is the chances of very less corruption or very less misuse of funds. Got it? So, we are investing up to 1 lakh crore. In which sector? Private sector. Private sector investment into research and development. Third, National Indicator Framework. National Indicator Framework Progress Report 2025. So what is this National Indicator Framework? NIF. National Indicator Framework Progress Report 2025 is the progress report which is created by NITI Aayog. So from 2000 to 2015 we have Millennium Development Goals. So in the year 2000, we came up with the Millennium Development Goals, targeting which year to reach 2015. But we didn't reach the target by 2015. Again, UNDP created this United Nations Development Program under UNO. So again we need to have target. So again UNDP came up with another target which is called as 2015 to 2030, which is called as Sustainable Development Goals. So Sustainable Development Goals we need to reach by which year? 2030. All the countries who are part of United Nations, 193 countries, had signed these Sustainable Development Goals and ratified these Sustainable Development Goals. And they promised in the Parliament that we will be reaching all 17 targets. How many targets are there? 17 targets or 17 goals are there in this particular Sustainable Development Goals. We will be reaching by which year? 2030. So 2015. Now it is 2025. Whether we need to have a midterm appraisal or not? We need to have midterm appraisal. So 2025 report is what? That midterm appraisal. Within the 10 years, whether we progressed or not. Whether we progressed or not, that particular report is called as 2025 National Indicator Framework Progress Report 2025. It is part of Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. Released the National Indicator Framework, both Ministry of Statistics, Program Implementation plus NITI Aayog. Why sir? Why? Because the complete implementation of Sustainable Development Goals is taken by NITI Aayog. So this report is given by Ministry of Statistics, Program Implementation with the help of NITI Aayog. So what are the progress? Whether we progressed from 2015 to 2025. So out of 17 goals, how many we reached? We need to know, no? Why? Because how many years are left? Only 5 years are left. So if we are not reaching any goal, we can put more effort. Exam is very near, only 1 month. So you have to have a review. So nothing, zero preparation. At least in 1 month I will prepare. So how many years are left? 5 years are left. So first you have to know about Sustainable Development Goals. 17 Sustainable Development Goals are there. First, for any problem, the key cause, the key responsible factor is poverty. When I don't have money, I will not eat food. So suffering with hunger. When I don't have food, then obviously my health will be impacted. When health only will not impact, I will not get education also. Why? Because I don't have money to pay the fees. Quality education will not be there. So remember like this. Everything starts with poverty, then first food, then health, then education. So Sustainable Development Goal 1 starts with poverty, hunger, health, education. Fifth, 5, 10 like this you remember. Fifth is gender equality. Everyone should be equal. So first 5 you have to remember. First one is what? Poverty, hunger, health, education, gender equality. Fifth is off. In 10 off is fifth only, no? Fifth is gender equality. Now 6 o'clock we got up, 6 a.m. 6 o'clock we got up. We need to do bath, clean water and sanitation. 6 o'clock. Then next 1 hour. The next 7, affordable and clean energy. If we want to have a bath, we need to have a geyser. Affordable and clean energy. 7 o'clock. 8 o'clock. Bath happened, going for workplace. Decent work and economic growth. 8, 9. You reached where? Industry. You reached industry. At what time you reached? 9 o'clock. 10 o'clock. 5 into 2. Gender equality, reduced inequality. Off. Gender equality, reduced inequality. 10 o'clock. 11 o'clock. Sustainable cities. You took break and you started seeing all big buildings are there. Sustainable cities and communities. 12 o'clock. Responsible consumption. Lunchtime. Responsible consumption and production. 12 o'clock. 1 o'clock. Climate change. So when you came out, huge sun is there. It's because of heat, sun, climate change. 2 o'clock. I want a swing. Why? Because it's very hot. 2 o'clock means 14 hours, 1400. So life below the water, 1500. 1 hour you did swimming and you came out. 3 o'clock. Life on land, you came out. Life on land. So hot, then swimming, then you came, you are very relaxed. 16. Peace. So everything is been done. Now peace is there or not? Peace and strong institutions. 17. So all peace is also there. Now calling everyone, yes, we will have a meeting now. Partnership with international organization. Partnership for international goals. So 17 goals are there. Number 1, poverty. Because of poverty, hunger. Because of hunger, health. With health, education. Education, gender equality. 6 o'clock, clean water and sanitation. 7 o'clock, affordable energy. 8 o'clock, industry. Going to workplace, industry. 9 o'clock, you reached. 8th one is working conditions. 8th one is what? Decent work. Going to workplace. 9th one, you reached workplace, is industry. 10th one, reduced inequality. Why? Because 5 into 2. 11 o'clock, 2 buildings, Twin Towers. 11 o'clock, Twin Towers. Sustainable cities. Twin Towers are in sustainable cities. 12 o'clock, hunger. Eat how? Responsibly. Responsible consumption and production. 1 o'clock, climate change. 2 o'clock, life beneath the land, water. 3 o'clock, on the land. 4 o'clock, 1600. No, 4 o'clock means 1600 only. 4 o'clock, peace. Yes, settle down. Then next, when we are peace, partnership. Yes, chalo, come, we will have a talk. These are 17 sustainable development goals. So whether these 17 sustainable development goals we are reaching or not, we will have. First one, no poverty. By which year? 2025, no. Midterm appraisal. Multi-dimensional poverty was 24, now it became 14. Good thing. But by 2030, what is? Poverty level should be how much? 0. More 5, 2019, 2021. How much we are? 15. So more we have to reach 0. 0 hunger. Agriculture income per worker rose from 61 to 94. Agriculture income is increasing, so hunger levels are reducing. Third, good health. Neonatal mortality rate which fell from 21 to 19. So health indicators are little bit improving. Clean water. Rural access to safe drinking water. There are schemes like Bhagiratha, etc. Clean energy. Renewable share. We are more targeting renewable energy in electricity. 16.2, now we increased up to how much? 22.13. So we are focusing on clean energy, decent work, social protection coverage, industry and innovation, startups are increasing, reduced inequality, Gini coefficient dropped, inequality, Gini coefficient will talk about inequality. Waste and consumption, waste process rose, so waste we are processing more. Life and land, forest cover is increasing. Digital access also slowly internet penetration is increasing. So we are not exactly reaching all the targets by 2025, but we are reaching well. So we have to see whether we are reaching this all targets by 2030 or not. That particular report name is called as what? National Indicator Framework, released by Ministry of Statistics Program Implementation with the support of NITI Aayog. And 17 sustainable development goals. Number 1, no poverty, no hunger, health, education, gender equality. 6 o'clock, clean water and sanitation. 7 o'clock, affordable electricity. 8 o'clock, workplace. 9 o'clock, industry. 10 o'clock, reduced inequalities. 11 o'clock, Twin Towers, cities, sustainable cities. 12 o'clock, responsible consumption and production. 13, life, climate change. 14, 2 o'clock, life beneath the water. 15, 3 o'clock, life and land. 16, peace. 17, partner. Next is a bad thing or a very unwanted thing happened in our own city or in our own place called as Hyderabad. Within the kilometers from here, it is approximately 20 kilometers, a very big bomb blast happened, nearly 40 people killed. That is Sigachi Industries, a pharmaceutical company. So repeatedly where the industrial areas are located, their industrial disasters, these are called as what? Industrial disasters. These are not natural disasters, these are industrial disasters, which means man-made disasters. Industrial disasters are man-made disasters. The pipelines which are going into the chamber was not well equipped, and there is no fire clearance. No objection certificate from fire department was been not given to this particular company, but still they ran the company. So because of which a unwanted thing, 40 people means huge number. I am sure that from that 40 people who died, they might be the local somewhere here, they might be from Andhra Pradesh, they might be from Telangana, they might be few people from North India also. Some or the other way, directly or indirectly, they might be associated with us. By if we take the chain link, minimum one person will be connected to us directly or indirectly. So that much tragedy happened in this particular Hyderabad, Sigachi. So where it happened, Pasha Mailaram, where the accident happened, Pasha Mailaram, Sangareddy, it comes under special economic zone. Pasha Mailaram, this accident happened. The preliminary report told that the pressure pipe which was responsible, the pressure pipe has been blasted, because of which one-story building of 3 stores was being collapsed. Nearly 400 people died, and the vibrations were being found up to 5 kilometers area. And 40 families were being disturbed because of this particular incident. The Telangana government with the Sigachi Industries, they are giving 1 crore per death, and central government is giving 2 lakhs per death. In this form, this particular accident happened. It's a pharmaceutical company. In this pharmaceutical company, the accident happened mainly because of the pressure pipe blast happened. This is a very good example of industrial disaster. Disasters are of 2 varieties. One is natural disaster, other is artificial or man-made disasters. So man-made disasters are increasing day by day. What are man-made disasters? Stampede. Every month one stampede we are seeing. In July month we saw Jagannath temple stampede. In April month we saw Tirupati stampede. So every month in Bangalore, June month we saw Bangalore stampede. So it can be urban center, it can be rural center, it can be temple, it can be church, it can be masjid. The stampedes are happening. The stampedes are also disasters which comes under which sector? Man-made disaster. This is also man-made disasters. Natural disasters anyhow we cannot help, but we can reduce the impact, like mitigation. We can have mitigation efforts. Sigachi Industries blast thing. Russia's formal recognition of Taliban. So what happened? You have to have the map pointing also. If you see how many countries are surrounded by Afghanistan, it is Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Pakistan, Iran. How many countries are there? Pakistan occupied Kashmir is also there, but the Pakistan occupied Kashmir is under the Pakistan hand. If Pakistan occupied Kashmir comes to India, then India also will share the border with Afghanistan. So these are the 5 countries which we are having share. One is Iran, other is Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan and Pakistan. The 5 bordering countries. So the most fragile, the most unstable country in the world is Afghanistan. Once Russia attacked, then USA attacked, now Taliban, they themselves are attacking them. So Taliban claimed that we are independent country. So no country officially accepted the rule of Taliban in Afghanistan, but 2 days back, Russia became the first country to recognize Taliban government. So the first country to recognize the Taliban government in Afghanistan is Russia. So why? Because the strategic decision, so that they will be getting the support from Taliban. When they get the support from Taliban, if any military operations of USA is happening, now Russia can make these people angry and send these people to kill United States of America soldiers. That is a strategic decision. But however, the Taliban government is not a democratic government. The Taliban government is ruled by oligarchy, a group of people. A Taliban government is a theocratic state. What is theocratic state? The state which run on religious lines. The state which runs on religious lines is called as, it's a theocratic state and ruled by a group of people which are called as oligarchy. It is anti-democracy and complete violation of gender equality is happening in Taliban. That particular government in Afghanistan was been recognized by Russia. Yes, National Turmeric Board in Nizamabad, expected question for prelims 2026. Means also, National Turmeric Board. Before that you need to know, the soil of northern Telangana, which is black soil, is very much beneficial for the production of turmeric. 75% of India's turmeric is produced by 3 districts, which is 4 districts: Nizamabad, Jagityal, Nirmal, Kamareddy. Once upon a time it is part of one particular district. Once upon a time it is part of one particular district called as Nizamabad district. The Nizamabad is called as what? Turmeric capital. The Nizamabad is called as turmeric capital of India. Why there is a choice? The choice is the majority of the production of turmeric in India, majority of the export of turmeric in India is happening from Nizamabad part, which is called as Northern Telangana part of Telangana state. So that is the reason the Nizamabad was being chosen as the for establishing the institution called as National Turmeric Board. There is a National Tobacco Board. Where it is located? National Tobacco Board. There is National Chilli Board also. Where it is located? National Chilli Board is located in Guntur. So where the production is high, if we have a board there, then it will help in more development. So already the development of turmeric is very high in Nizamabad district, erstwhile Nizamabad district. So now it is a combination of Nizamabad, Jagityal, Nirmal and Kamareddy. So when there is a board, then there will be more development of it. So on 29th June 2025, Amit Shah visited Telangana state, went to Nizamabad and inaugurated National Turmeric Board in Nizamabad. It's a statutory board. It is a statutory board, very important. Means the board is having not a executive power, it is having more than executive power, which is called as what? Statutory power, which means the National Turmeric Board was been established by the law. So if any provision of turmeric board is been not followed, then we can sue in the court of justice. So National Turmeric Board is what? Statutory board. Under which ministry? Ministry of which? We will think that generally we will think that it's Ministry of Agriculture. No, it is Ministry of Commerce and Industry with a partnership from Ministry of Ayush. Why? Because turmeric is a traditional medicine, yes or no? Turmeric is a traditional medicine. Turmeric is an alternative medicine. So Ministry of Ayush, Agriculture, Pharmaceuticals and Cooperation. So these all ministries are combining together. Pharmaceuticals means comes under Ministry of Chemicals. So how many? Number 1, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Ministry of Ayush, Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Chemicals, which is nothing but pharmaceuticals, and there is a Ministry of Cooperation. Who is Minister of Cooperation? Amit Shah. So National Turmeric Board is located where? In Nizamabad. It's a statutory body. It's a statutory body. So by having National Turmeric Board, what will happen? It will boost the production. Chairperson will be appointed by the central government. Secretary from Department of Commerce will be in that governing body. Representative from turmeric producing states like Telangana, Maharashtra, Meghalaya. See, so that means prelims point of view very important. The turmeric producing states in India are only 3. And 75% production is coming from Telangana. So Telangana, Maharashtra, Meghalaya. So these 3 states representatives will be in the governing body, and farmer representatives will be there. So first one is what? Chairperson appointed by the central government, and secretary will be from the Department of Commerce, and the representatives will be from 3 states, mainly from Telangana, Maharashtra and Meghalaya, which means so turmeric is produced only in 3 states: Maharashtra, Meghalaya and Telangana. One bill was very much in news, which is called as Big Beautiful Act. So this legislation was responsible for a breakup between Trump and Elon Musk. So the close friends, the partners, these 2 young boys, they divided because of this legislation. వీళ్ళ మధ్యలో చిచ్చు పెట్టింది ఎవరు అని అంటే బిగ్ బ్యూటిఫుల్ బిల్ 2025. Remember, what are the provisions of this? When Trump was the president of India, he had some tax cuts, mainly for the Americans, but that was up to a limit of 2025. Now again Trump came into the power, so the tax cuts he want to make it permanent. So he reduced the tax of Americans, which is called as permanent tax cuts. Number one. Number two, no tax on tips and overtime. If any person is working overtime, only for Americans, if any American is working overtime, that overtime payment will be there. On that overtime there will be no tax. Everything will be online, no? If tips are paid to the American, not other than Americans, tips will be paid to the American workers, American bartenders, in our suppliers, hotel. For them any tips are being given, online will be given. For that there will not be any tax. Second. Third, increased child tax credit. Boost child tax credit, providing more relief to families. For child welfare, more tax are being shared to them. So more budget allocation for child welfare, which means that more budget allocation for child welfare for American families. Cuts to social program, medical aid, the budget has been reduced, mainly for medical insurance companies. Obama law was there once upon a time, free insurance, and now he reduced the budget allocation to medical aid. Increased budget like anything for defense and border security. For defense and border security, he had doubled the budget allocation. Remittance tax 1% increased. So if any Indian is sending money to the family who is located in India, other than the remittance tax which was there earlier, 1% more it is added. So remittance tax has been increased. It is going to impact whom more? Indians, Chinese, who are non-Americans. Education and energy, cuts federal education funding, promotes school vouchers and rolls back incentives for clean energy in favor of fossil fuel production, which means that clean energy there should be incentives. So they cut the incentives. So now why Elon Musk got angry? Because of this. He is very much investing in electric vehicles. Electric vehicles is clean energy. So lot of funds in the form of subsidies the Elon Musk company used to get, Tesla. Now what he did, he had cut clean energy subsidies. So when he cut the clean energy subsidies, he will not get subsidy from the government. So because of which what he produced on huge number electric vehicles, now it will not go for sales. Why? Because now they are not getting any subsidy from the government. So people will be not ready to buy. So this is what which got hurted. Who got hurted? Elon Musk. So these are the reasons. Big beautiful act. Number one is what? Permanent tax cuts, continued permanent, lifelong, no time limit. Number two, no tax on tips and overtime. Number three, increased child tax benefiting families. Fourth, cuts to social programs, medical and education. Fifth, defense and border management has been increased. Next, remittances tax is increased by 1%. Last, the incentives or the tax cuts which are being given for education and clean energy has been reduced. Hence, there is a huge impact on India. So these all technical things no need to remember. Just first one is what? Permanent tax cut means without any time limit, permanently tax cut. If they want to reverse it, next government they have to make a bill again. If not, it will be permanent tax cut. Second, no tax on tips and overtime. Third, Border and defense. Next, social programs has been cuts. Education was been cut. Energy, clean energy was been cut. Because of this, the Elon Musk company is getting impacted. Hence, there was a division between them. But Americans are very happy. The only problem is education has been cut and health was been cut. If it was been increased, the American people would be happy. But however, there is a permanent tax cuts which has been for all the Americans of USA. Next. Revive mining operations in Sariska Tiger Reserve, Rajasthan. Very important. See, this is core Sariska Tiger Reserve. This is buffer. What is the difference between it? In core, human interference is not allowed. In buffer, human interference is allowed without mining. You can go, you can come. In core, you are not allowed to go without the forest officials' permission. Now, what the Rajasthan government is doing, you know, Rajasthan is very famous for marbles, tiles, etc. They found 50 minings or mines or already operation mining companies were being stopped earlier and new mines were being found, which is generating huge revenue for Rajasthan government. Unfortunately, those mines are in buffer zone. So in buffer zone, human interface can be there, but mining operation should not be there. Now what the Rajasthan government is doing, it is a redrawing. How it is redrawing? So now the buffer zone will be only this much. It is removing this part from buffer zone. This part is coming out of buffer zone. But it is a buffer zone where tigers are there. This is buffer zone where tigers are there. But in order to promote mining, in order to increase revenue, the Rajasthan government is redrawing Sariska Tiger Reserve's buffer zone only to promote mining. This was been opposed by tiger activists. This was been opposed by environmentalists. This was been opposed by Wildlife Institute of India also. Hence it is in the news. So Sariska Tiger Reserve is recently in news because of redrawing buffer zone of Sariska Tiger Reserve. Number 2, it is located in which state? Rajasthan. Earlier, this particular tiger reserve was a hunting ground for alvars, a kingdom, and this used to come under critical tiger habitat. Critical tiger habitat, which means that human interfaces should be zero. Now that particular area is getting redrawn only to promote what? Mining activities. BRICS. BRICS will help to create multipolar world. First world is USA, second world is earlier USSR, now it is Russia. So now BRICS like organization, which is Global South, BRICS organizations are now promoting multipolar world. So chronologically in 2001, a British economist called as Jim O'Neill, important this is, Jim O'Neill had coined a term called as BRIC. He told these 4 countries are emerging countries: Brazil, Russia, India, China. After this term, when it was coined, then these 4 countries came together. Why we should not have an organization? And they form an organization in which year? 2001. Then after some years, by 2010, South Africa joined it. It became what? BRICS. So BRIC was 4, BRICS is 5. Right now 10 countries are there in BRICS. What are those? Important. China, India, Brazil, Russia. Or if you see here, BRICS, Brazil, China, Russia, India. Initial countries, founding members. And what is added later? South Africa. And now what are added? UAE, Egypt, Iran, Ethiopia, Indonesia. So total how many countries are there? 10 countries are there. The latest country which joined the BRICS is Indonesia. Remaining countries are observers, like Malaysia, Thailand, Belarus, Bolivia, Cuba, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Uganda. So founding members are 4, fifth member is yes, and 5 members added very recently, and the recent member which added is Indonesia. And the remaining 8 are observers. So this BRICS plus 5 is called as BRICS plus countries. It is called as BRICS plus countries. 10 countries are there, in which the largest economy is China's. Second largest is India, the third largest is Brazil, fourth largest is Russia. BRICS. 2025, you can add on there, 2025 summit is going to happen in Brazil. 2024 already happened in Russia. (2025) in Brazil, 2024 happened in Russia. NITI Aayog on chemical industries. Why? Because we have an accident in the chemical industry now. It's a current affair. Immediately NITI Aayog had released a white paper so that how many chemical industries are there, what are our plans to develop chemical industries, whether safety measures are there or not. NITI Aayog had released a report. A roadmap for transforming India into a 1 trillion chemical powerhouse by which year? 2040. And increasing gross value added contribution share from 3.5 to 12%. So in the complete contribution, now it is only 3.5%. We want to increase up to how much? 12%. And make 1 trillion by which year? 2040. Which report? NITI Aayog report on chemical engineering. We can expect a question. NITI Aayog had recently released a report on chemical industries. According to that, number one, first statement, by 2040 we want to increase the chemical industry by $1 trillion. And the gross value added contribution is 3.5%, and we want to increase up to 12%. By which year? 2040. So targeted year is what for NITI Aayog? 2040. Sixth largest producer globally in chemicals, third in Asia. 7% to manufacturing GDP. Overall 3.5. Only for manufacturing sector how much? 7%. Supports pharma, agriculture, textile, construction. Market size is only $220 billion. So from $220 billion we want to increase to $1 trillion. Exports are $44 billion. Imports are $75 billion. Means we have deficit or we are in surplus? Deficit. Exports are 44 only. Imports are 75. We are selling 44. We are buying 75. So we are in deficit or we are in surplus? We are sixth largest, but still we are in deficit. Because chemical, every industry wants chemicals. We are sixth largest, third largest in Asia, but still we are in deficit. 75 minus 44 how much? $31 billion deficit we have. So hence there is a need to boost chemical industries. But how? There are chemical disasters are happening, like what happened in Sigachi industry. So there is a need for more precautions, there is a need for more compliance, then only we can promote more chemical industries. So these are, so how many topics we discussed up to now? 10. Number one, National Sports Policy 2025, most important. Number two, RDI scheme, which is called as Research Development and Innovation Scheme under Anusandhan National Research Foundation. Third, Sigachi Industries. What are the reasons for it? It is a man-made disaster which is also called as industrial disasters. Same on the levels of Bhopal gas tragedy. One of them. It is also industrial disaster, no? Bhopal gas tragedy in 1984. Next. Taliban was been recognized by Russia. The first country to recognize the Taliban government is Russia. Fifth. National Turmeric Board located in Nizamabad. How many 4 districts together constitute what turmeric capital of India? What are the 4 districts? Nizamabad, Kamareddy, Jagityal, Nirmal. And how many states are producing turmeric? 3. Telangana only contributes how much percentage? 75%. Telangana, Maharashtra, Meghalaya. How many ministries are there? Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Ayush, Agriculture, Pharmaceuticals and Chemicals, and finally Corporations. Next. One big beautiful act of Trump. Next. National Indicator Framework by Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation with the support of NITI Aayog. 17 Sustainable Development Goals we remember. Next. Sariska Tiger Reserve. Next. BRICS. And the last, chemical industries. Okay. Sustainable Development 1, no poverty, 0 hunger, health, education, gender equality. 6, clean water sanitation. 7, affordable electricity. 8, workplace, decent workplace. 9, industry innovation. 10, reduced inequalities. 11, twin towers. 11, sustainable cities. 12 o'clock lunch, reduced consumption and production. 1 o'clock. 13, climate change. 14, life underwater. 15, life on land. 16, peace. 17, partnership. These are the major things which you have to remember in this week. Thank you.